Hello children, welcome to NEET World. This is Narayani. I am your foundation faculty. Yesterday we discussed about the crop production and management from the 8th standard CBSE. Right, we covered some topics in the first chapter like agriculture practices. Right, in the remaining session we will continue here. Right, so okay. Before that I am going to explain for you kids. We are offering the foundation course from the April 1st. Our specialty is we are giving you the quality education with experienced teachers, and also our mode of learning is through distant panel, and we are for your better understanding we are creating animations to get concept should be understand for you, and the concepts mainly based on the exams of NEET and JEE, and the subjects covered by us is physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, and our specialty is mainly doubt clearing sessions. After every chapter we make the doubt clearing sessions and one-on-one interactions. So this is our foundation course. Don't miss it, these children. It starts from the April 1st onwards. Don't miss it. And also I took you the another big announcement for you children, that is NW Star. See, we are giving you the scholarship test, NEET World Scholarship Test. Our motto is to shine your bright future and achieve more. And we are conducting the exams on the dates of 29th March and also 30th March. The mode of examination is either online or offline. To offline, you can happily come to our institution present in the Narayan Guda near metro station. And online mode, by your flexibility of timings you can take the online also. Online will be there in MedWorld app. You can our app name is MedWorld, which is available in Play Store. You download our app, you can get the notification, then thereby you can access our test on the dates of 29th and 30th March. Eligibility of students is 6th to 10th. We keep separately for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th for this scholarship test, and also top performance will get the cash rewards also children. So don't miss it, this boost your future with NWST, NEET World Scholarship Test. Right children, now we are going to the session. Yesterday what we discussed children? We discussed the definition of crops. It is very important for the direct objective type of questions. The same kind of plants grown in a large scale, we call it as crops, right? And to get the successful crops and to get the successful yield, the 7 agricultural steps should be followed. What are the children? One is preparation of soil, next one is sowing of seeds, third one is adding of nutrients for the growth and development of crops, next one is irrigation, supplying of water, next weeding, removing the unwanted plants, next is harvesting and storage. We are not yet discussed these two topics, right? So fastly we skim the yesterday's topic, then we will go through this harvesting and storage practices. So right. So what is the preparation of soil process? How many process should be followed to prepare the soil? It is a primary step. We follow the plowing and also leveling, right? These are the two main steps to follow for the preparation of soil. Plowing means loosening of the soil, right? Leveling means leveling the soil. The big lumps after the plowing will be leveled by the implement called leveler. For plowing, what are the implements used mostly? This is the ploughed land. We already studied about this yesterday clearly, right? The implements used for the plough are, one is plough, next one is hoe, right? Next one is hoe. And nowadays mostly farmers using the implement called cultivator. Farmers nowadays mostly using cultivator, right? This saves both time and labor, right? Okay. Next one, after plowing, leveling would be done, right, with the leveler. This is the leveler children. So, in the process of breaking large lumps of the soil, we call it as leveling. Next, this is the first step. Next step is sowing of seeds. The three steps, the three main qualities should be keep in mind before sowing the seeds is the seed should be healthy, the seed should be quality seed should be sown, and also seeds should be disease resistant, right? And while sowing of the seeds, the process of scattering of seeds we call it as broadcasting, right? And also proper space should be maintained for the seeds. If not the proper space is not be given, what will happen? They compete with one on another, right? For the nutrients, for the nutrients, water, and for air. And before sowing the seeds, the soil should be prepared. The soil should be plowed and leveled, right? This is the next second step. And coming to the third step, nutrients. For the growth and development, plants require nutrients. Like humans, plants also need nutrients, right? The main nutrients are plants either will get by manure or by fertilizers, right? Manure is an organic substance, which means natural. Fertilizers are inorganic substance. They are artificial. Fertilizers are made in factories. Manure is prepared in fields. Manure add the humus to the soil. The fertilizers does not provide humus to the soil. It absorbed slowly by the plants. The plants, fertilizers quickly absorbed by the plants. It causes water pollution. It does not causes. Manure does not causes any side effects like water pollution. Fertilizers causes water pollution, right? Manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. While fertilizers are very rich in plant primary nutrients. What are the primary nutrients, children? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. These are the primary nutrients that required for plant growth and development. This is the third step. And coming to the fourth step, after plant nutrients, plants require water also, right? Next step is irrigation. Irrigation is the first step. So it is an artificial process. We are supplying the water at regular intervals for crops based on the requirement, right? The source of irrigation is wells, canals, rivers and ponds, or else dams and reservoirs. These are the source of irrigation. There are two modern sources of irrigation nowadays are mostly using is, one is sprinkler system, next one is drip irrigation, right? One is sprinkler system. Here having the nozzle, the supplying of water is through that nozzles like rainfall. Thereby we saves the water and also prevents the soil erosion. Is mostly useful in the vegetable growing and tea plantations and coffee plantations, right? This is the sprinkler system. Next, drip irrigation. Next step is drip irrigation. Water supplied drop by drop to the plants through the pipes. Drip irrigation mostly used in the regions of where scarcity of water. The places where scarcity of water is there, those places drip irrigation is mostly helpful to them, and it mainly prevents the weeding growth. The unwanted plants require water, sunlight. Mostly they will grow easily, right? So by the drip irrigation system, they mainly preventing the weeding growth. Thereby our crop will be increased. Then we will get the successful crops, right? Next, after irrigation, the fifth step is weeding, right? Weeding is the process of taking out the unwanted plants from the desirable crops, right? The unwanted plants we call it as weeds. The most common weeds are amaranthus, parthenium, xanthium, wild grass. These are the four most common weed plants seen in the crops mostly. In our desirable crops, these are the foremost weeding plants we mostly seen in the cultivation. Next, weeding can be done by the methods of hand pulling. Farmers can directly pull the weeds through hand, or else by using the implements called harrow and trowel. These are the harrow and trowel. The harrow and trowel. This is the harrow and this is the trowel. Harrow and the spine-like structures, sharp spine-like structures, which can the big harrows will be through tractors. It can it can take the unwanted plants, or else it is also small implements. Harrows will also be there to can easily take out the weeding plants, and the most used implement in the nurseries for our gardening, we use the trowel, right? These are the two most implements used for weeding off, to remove the weeds, right? Next, another most important method is chemical methods. I given the mnemonic now, children. What is that mnemonic? Doctor makes sure two medicines benefit. D means Delaphone, M means Metaclone, S means Sinagine, 2 means 2,4-D. 2,4-D means, children, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Okay. Next, M means MCPA. What is meant by MCPA? 2-methyl, 1,4-chloro, 1-phenoxyacetic acid. B means Betachlor. These are the 6 chemicals mostly used for to remove the weeding plants from the desirable crops. So children, please make sure to keep this mnemonic in your mind and practice these chemical names. They are easy only. If you read 2 to 3 times, it will get used to for you to read easily. Next, so we learn the little scenario also, like in Vietnam War, the US military forces used the herbicides name 2,4-D and 2,4,5-D. It having the chemical called dioxin, which is very toxic chemical and having the carcinogenic property. The substance which cause the cancer, we call it as carcinogenic substance. So, the dioxin having the carcinogenic property. So, thereby in that area, they mostly see the deformed babies and diseases in adults. Right, children? This is the about the chemical methods of weeding plants. Next, coming to the today's. Okay, 1 minute, children. 1 minute. Okay. Next one is harvesting. Harvesting is a very crucial step in crop cultivation or cultivation of crops, because see, harvesting means, what is meant by harvesting? The gathering of crops when the crop is matured or ready for gathering. So that process we call it as harvesting. The cutting and gathering matured crops from the field, from the base, we call it as harvesting. See, the implement used mostly in traditional method, the implement is sickle. And it is a manual harvesting. The sickle is like curved shape, right? This is the sickle, and the handle is made up of wood to easily cut the harvested crop, right? So, after harvesting, threshing is the process. Threshing is the process of separating grains from the stalk. So, threshing is the separating grains from the stalk. Either we use the traditional method or else the modern method. The implement used for modern method is a machine. The technique used for modern method is machine, name called thresher. What is called? It is a thresher. And the traditional method, the stalks, where after we getting the harvesting, the stalk should be beating to the hardest substance, thereby we collecting the grains. They are the two most important steps in threshing. And farmers nowadays using the combine. What is meant by combine? Combine is saving both time and labor for the farmers, because it is the machine is very large and doing the both process. One is harvesting also is occurring, and also manually collecting grains also happening. It is doing two works. One, harvesting is also going on, and also threshing is also occurring. This is the machine name called combine, having the two process of done the work of two process of harvesting and threshing. Right, children? So this is about the threshing. Next, winnowing. See, winnowing is the separating grains from the husk and chaff. See, what she is doing? She is keeping grains down, right? By the lighter husk will be blows by the air, and the denser seeds will be placed on the ground, right? While we are separating the husk and chaff from the grains. And also nowadays mostly using winnowing machine. Which machine, ma? Winnowing machine. This is the winnowing machine. This triangular shape structure having, right? There they will keep the grains. Then the machine only does the work of separating the grains and from the husk and chaff, right? This is the winnowing. This is about winnowing. After winnowing, after harvesting, threshing and winnowing, the last very crucial step in agriculture is storage. The end result is storage. If you not keep the collected produce not stored safely, means the total entire hard work will be gone, right? So storage is the crucial step in agriculture. After harvesting, the ready grains are stored in granaries. What is meant by granaries? The place we store the grains, we call it as granaries, right? The place we store the grains, we call it as granaries and silos. These are the large cylindrical like structure. I will show you, children. These are the two most areas where we store mostly the collected grains, right? Next, see, these are the granaries. These are the granaries. This place where fungation should be done. The arrangement should be done before storing the grains, because the most attentive microorganisms by the moisture, right? So the place should be fungimated. The place should be fungimated. These are the granaries. These are granaries. So fungimation should be done before storing our crop. Thereby we can preserving the quality and quantity of harvested produce, and it prevents the spoilage and also protects against pests and diseases, and it ensures the availability of food throughout the year. Okay, children? Next, see, the factors affecting the storage is moisture content, because microorganisms are mostly attentive for the moisture, right? And also humidity. Wait, children. Moisture content, and the temperature should be checked properly. If the crop not to spoil. Next, proper ventilation should be there in the granaries. Next, pests and rodents. The rats are usually used to damage the stored grains. So we have to take preventive measures for the pests and rodents, and we have to check the proper air circulation is going or not. For either it is building the moisture content. We have to see. After obtaining after process of winnowing, the grains having the most moisture content, because to avoid the moisture we have to we have to dry those grains into the sunlight, we have to dry those grains to be dried. Then we lead to the then we have to store the grains. Otherwise, the moisture content of the grains can attend to for the microorganisms, thereby its spoilage will be occurs. So these are the factors affecting for the storage. Next, these are the methods of storage. What methods are used? See, these are the traditional methods of the storage. First traditional method is gunny bags. They are mostly used. Gunny bags we are using to store the grains, gunny bags and bamboo bins and also mud bins and underground pits. Gunny bags used to store grains like wheat, rice and pulses and keep it in dry and ventilated for very houses. And bamboo bins, they are made up of woven bamboo strips. See, this is how the bamboo bins are. And mud bins made up of clay and mud. These are the mud bins made up of clay and mud. In mostly in rural areas, they used to be seen the mud bins. Next, underground pits. They dug into the ground and used to store the grains, and they places the top leaves. Thereby, any moisture will be there. It will be absorbed by the leaves. And these are the methods of the some of the methods of the traditional methods. And nowadays, mostly using method is silos. It is a modern method, children. The silos are the large cylindrical containers. It leads to bulk storage of grains like wheat, rice and maize. Protect grains from the pest, moisture and temperature changes. For the bulk storage, we used the modern method storage silos. Right, children? Next, now see, some curative measures should be taken for the to control damage of the produce. What are the methods should be? What are the curative measures we are following? Mostly using of pesticides. What are the pesticides we are mostly using? The pesticides used for the to prevent the spoilage of grains is melatonion, aluminum phosphide. And fungation process, where gases like we using methyl bromide or phosphine. Next, for the biological control, we use mineral oils, thereby to prevent the laying eggs of some insects. And use of neem leaves. Using of neem leaves is the most frequently used method in our homes also. Neem has a characteristic odor, thereby the insects or any small insects or any other organisms cannot damage the grains. Next, another foremost important is rodent control measures should be taken. What are the rodent control measures should be usually taken? Using the traps and poison bits, or keeping cats in a storage areas to control rats and mice. These are the curative measures taken for the storage of grains. This is the very crucial step, children. And let's revise. This is how the 7 steps of agriculture practice is done. Let's revise the first 7 steps quickly. What is the first step? First step is preparation of soil. Right. Next step is sowing of seeds. Third step is adding of nutrients. Fourth step is irrigation. What is irrigation? Supplying of water. Weeding. Weeding means removing of unwanted plants. Next one is harvesting. Harvesting is nothing but gathering of crops when crops get matured. After harvesting, the most important, the result of our product is storage. Right? The storage reason should be the storage region should be kept very clean and healthy and hygiene. We have to do fumigations, we have to do some curative measures to be followed. Right? First process, thereby the product will be stored for the further use. Always we keep the stock for the next harvest season. The extra stock of the grains, we call it as buffer stock, right? This is about the today's session, children. And children, don't forget to revise once. Tomorrow we will do the questionnaire session. And children, once again I am reminding you, this is the scholarship test we are offering on the dates of 29th and 30th. It is mode of examination is both online and offline. Our institute is there in Hyderabad, near Narayanguda, near metro station, and the eligibility students of this examination is 6 to 10 children. We are keeping 6th class scholarship test, 7th, 8th and 9th and 10th. So don't miss this, children. You all, the top performers will get the cash rewards for this. So don't forget. And whoever want to write the examination online, our app is available in Play Store. Download our app named MedWorld, and there you can you get the notification on the dates of 29 and 30. There you can access the test and happily write the exam as your flexibility, right? You can come the offline mode also, or else you can write the examination by online also. So this is about today's session. Let's meet tomorrow's session. So children, always stay tuned with us. Thank you.